Right, boys, girls, nerds, turds, and anything in between. The 360 marketplace is basically on life support at this point, and as much as I wanted to cover all I could, unfortunately, time is of the essence. But if you've spent all of your gift card funds on grabbing the last the arcade has to offer, but are still itching for more, well, there's still plenty of free shiz you can get before the store closes. Okay, so by the pixelated gods, there's a simple, ruddy method you guys can use that involves creating a new email and a new Xbox 360 account, then making sure you've set that new account to say you live in a certain place that'll allow you to instant transmission your console over to other countries, and it will allow you to get a few great games for completely free. Or if that sounds like a bit of a ball ache, well, I've managed to get all of these games by just following some links, clicking what I assume says buy, and then voila! The games have then appeared in my download queue on my console. I'll put these links in the comments below, but quick side note, some games may require you to have either Xbox Live Gold or a Game Pass subscription to download them. Metal Slug is a pixel-perfectly beautiful run-and-gun shoot-'em-up oozing with charm, style and humour, and currently to buy this retro gem off the marketplace is gonna cost just £6.75, which is a little steep for a game that initially released 24 years ago. Fuck me, I'm old. But if you pop over to the Israel Marketplace store, you can get this brilliantly difficult game for absolutely nothing. To grab the B-movie-esque steampunk jetpacking shenanigans of Dark Void is gonna cost you just £2.39. But in Korea, it's absolutely free to anyone with Xbox Live Gold, so why not take advantage of it and use the money saved on something else, like more beer. The game is a pretty fun, over-the-top schlocky experience, and is perfect for a weekend binge, so why the hell not? Next up, we have not one, but two games from the brilliant team at Twisted Pixel. First up is their explosively good blast-a-minute platformer known as Splosion Man. Most of us did buy this back in the day, but if you didn't, well, good news, as you won't have to spend £6.75 on this one, and you can instead just launch yourself over to the Brazilian marketplace and pick up the game for free. Then once you've done that, you can unleash the more by heading over to the Japanese website. The more is an often overlooked little gem where you take control of an alien and his monster pal thingamajig that's bursting with the signature charm and inventiveness that the studio is known for and really shouldn't be slept on. To grab this game digitally, it's gonna set you back £6.75, but with Gold or Game Pass, it's free over in Japan and well worth taking that trip. Oh yeah, while I'm here, Splosion Man has a free DLC level that sets up the game's sequel, and the more has a ton of expansions that flesh out the whole game and can only be downloaded on the Xbox 360. If saying the word soccer doesn't make you heave, then you can pick up Sensible World of Soccer by heading to the Korean marketplace. But be warned, you'll have to get round the age restriction nonsense that trying to buy the game will throw at you. I've been told it's a bit of a head scratcher, but as I downloaded Sensible Soccer a long time ago, I've yet to try this hack. And lastly, we have Ikagura. And lastly, we have Ikagura, which should really need no introduction as it's one of the finest retro bullet hell shooters out there. But if you're not a die-hard fan of the genre, well, the £6.75 price tag is likely to put you off giving this one a go. So just travel to Argentina, visit their store, and you won't have to pay zilch. Oh yeah. Aegis Wing is free in America, or the States, or whatever you want to call it, but for some reason I can't get it to work. It may work for you, so try the trick, but if like me you can't get it to work, well don't worry as it's also free on modern Xbox consoles. Right, now that's all done, you probably want to play your games. But some of them may not appear on your 360 at first, so what you'll have to do is make sure they've downloaded to your Xbox One, then boot up your 360, go to the search bar, find the game, and re-download it to your console. Bosh. Right, while we are talking about free games, here's the rest that are a tad more accessible, but also more known about. Crackdown and its sequel are incredibly dumb fun, open sandbox carnage games that are absolutely hilarious experience when played in co-op. If you decide to get these games, then be sure to grab all their free DLC add-ons too, and also Crackdown 2 has a staggering amount of free avatar items to download. Two Human is also a fully fledged physical game that will cost you nothing to download digitally. It's a fairly basic loot-centric hacker and slasher, but it's nowhere as bad as people made it out to be. Even better, the game has free DLC, and even a free theme to boot. Next we have a game I'm sure about 90% of you already own, and that's Hexic HD. It's a solid little colour matching puzzler with some easy gamer score. It's by no means a must-have, but is still a nice little time waster all the same. Another puzzler that's free is Frozen Free Full Snowball Fight. I've not played this one as obviously I'm a manly tough guy man, but if you can't let it go, then the game also features a bunch of DLC character add-ons. One game I find myself coming back to time and time again is Doritos Crash Course, which is a game show themed platformer that's best time chasing leaderboards will have you having one more go over and over again. Crash Course also has one DLC add-on that'll cost you £1.29. Another Doritos game is the surprisingly fun Harm's Way. In this one you either play as turrets as you try and blow up all the cars that are racing around the track, or you can play as the drivers trying to avoid said turrets, and well, it's an absolute blast with a few mates involved. So this one's a weird one, as the amount of YouTubers I've seen claim that Crimson Alliance is free, but they've also failed to mention that it's only free for a limited time, and that you can only get so far into the game before you're kind of forced to pay for the rest of it, and I find it kind of baffling that everyone seems to forget that. Well, now you know, but ignoring all that anyway, the game's naff, so I wouldn't bother. Totem Ball is a quirky music-based adventure where you have to roll around and collect stuff as a weird turtle thing. Yet the way you play the game is with the Xbox Live Vision camera, which unfortunately isn't that responsive and makes the game an absolute headache to play. I'm not sure what this one is or what it does, but the Mars Rover Landing Connect game is also free, as is the Connect-centric titles like Connect Party and Connect Rush Snapshot. Connect Party, however, is only the base game, so to get the full experience you'll have to pay for all its add-ons. And I think there's a bunch of other Connect Fun Labs type games that are free, but as they are more little distractions than full games, I can't be arsed with it. Pinball FX2 is pinball, in game form obviously. The base game is pretty solid to be fair, but if you want to jazz up your tables, there is various pop culture variations you can download too, but these expansions won't come cheap. And I think that's it for the easily accessible free games. I think that's wrapped up. Some games do have like their first chapters for free, but as they're not the whole game, I'm not going to mention them. And before we go, what other things are there? Well, a little known fact is the DLC for the Left 4 Dead games is still available, but you'll need to grab them from the in-game store, or if that doesn't work, go to the Xbox website. As, well, you're not going to be able to get them on modern consoles. And, yeah, anything else. Project Sylphid's DLC and its patch is kind of essential for making the game playable, as it adds the homing missiles that are kind of required to complete the later, harder stages in the game. Oh yeah. Even though some games are still backwards compatible, or they've been delisted, their DLCs are available and can only be purchased through the Xbox 360 store. These games are the previously mentioned The More, Civilization Revolution, Castlevania Lords of the Shadow 2, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, Spider-Man 3, Sonic Generations, Black Ops 2, Defense Grid The Awakening, Fight Night Champion and Lost Planet 2. I think there's some more, but that's all I could find. And the last thing I'd do, even though it's going to be a massive chore, is getting down all your physical games, popping open the cases, and making sure that you've downloaded all the DLC that comes on them little cards inside them. But be quick, as you haven't got long. Oh yeah, before I go, I'd highly recommend downloading Metal Arm's Glitch in the System. It's an OG Xbox game, but honestly, It's brilliant. Right, that's it. It's been fun, guys. Thank you for all your support, comments, likes, everything. Thank you guys so much. It's end of an era, but it's not going to be forgotten, is it? And one last thing you could do for me is let's make the comments section on this video a little hub full of information, facts and tidbits to help out all your 360 brothers in arms. Yeah, that'd be great. You can tell this video is a bit off the cuff, but yeah, I said I couldn't get another one out. I goddamn did it. But until next time, as always, you guys stay tipsy.